Did I do that? Yes, I did do that. Virtual camera was going. I couldn't remember if I had started that last time or not. Yes, because I was talking about the mirror image. Okay. All right, it's 2 o'clock. I will hang out here for a few minutes, just in case people do come in before I start anything officially. Um, for the sake of the recording, um, this class is going to be on ChatGPT. And what I'm going to do for this is open it up, start it, and just kind of walk through doing things. I want to certainly demonstrate bringing in files, using the voice, the advanced voice features of it, so that you talk to it. Um, yeah, and introduce some of the other features. Generating images, um, some prompting. If there's time, I'm going to try to keep this within an hour. I'll get into the GPTs themselves and making GPTs. I don't necessarily think that ChatGPT is the place to do that kind of thing. I think Notebook LM is a better choice right now. Um, but I haven't really pushed ChatGPT for that. So I'll show it. I was using it. I've got several created, so that'll be easy enough to show. Um, and yeah, I think that'll about cover it. Uh, and if you have questions about it, certainly uh, write a comment and or reach out to me, and I will address it or show up in another class, or just find me and say, "Hey, Andre, what were you talking about?" Just got a new Keurig, uh, and I think I forgot how new Keurigs taste, or I just don't like the coffee. One or the other. I feel like there's like a coffee flavor or something that gets put into it after use, but maybe I'm making stuff up. But I know that back before I had a Keurig and used that and just like brewed pots of coffee, I wouldn't clean the pot because it had a flavor left to it. Um, Not hygienic, but tasty. And yeah, just double checking the audio was coming through. Um, and if you don't know, I'm looking for the green box. When I speak, it comes on. When I don't speak, it goes off. Okay, so yesterday, um, ChatGPT wasn't working, and it just didn't load up. So I think it was an issue with ChatGPT, not my computer, because I tried it on a few different ways. But in any case, here it is, ChatGPT. I have a paid subscription. Um, I and actually I have a paid business subscription. So if we look at, I'm trying to find like my profile. I'm not typically in here. So let's just go start from the start. Um, ChatGPT is an AI uh, artificial intelligence model, or infrastructure that uses a model, large language model. Is that what it is? LLM, large language model. Um, Whatever the case, the point is you can use it to help you do stuff. A lot of people use it to help them write content, and generate content that's not written the way that some AI uh, has advanced, like, or has been developed. The thing about AI, artificial intelligence, is that it's it's such a broad term, and how people are using it um, in different ways uh, makes it seem more difficult than it is, I think, sometimes. But in any case, ChatGPT is a use of AI using LLMs to basically um, make processing information easier for the user. So what I get out of using ChatGPT is that I can interact with it uh, in a way that is normal for me, um, as opposed to going to Google and searching for something, typing something into the search bar, and doing that. That's not a normal process because I can't now with AI and how it's interlaced with it. You can in some cases, but for the most part, I can't freely say do a whole block of text to explain and then get something that makes sense. And then the more descriptive I am, the better answer I'm going to get. I'm not going to get that experience in Google. I am going to get that with ChatGPT. So if we look at some of, let's see, just recently, I was working on hiring a virtual assistant, and so I started off just asking. I'd like to find a personal assistant that I can hire in Westbrook, Maine. I'd like to hire as local as possible. What are the resources available online to find this person easily? If I cannot find a platform for local work, a virtual assistant overseas will be appropriate. So, all of that, if I wanted to search for that in Google, would take several iterations, several searches. It wouldn't be one block in there. But with ChatGPT, the way that the technology works, I can put that paragraph in, and it gives me an answer that um, is pretty basic, to be honest. Um, it's not. I suppose this is what you would get from Google. This answer here. Um, it's nothing. This answer is not great. This isn't. This isn't for me. This isn't the interesting part of AI. This is just better Google in this this answer, the way that it came out. Like if it had given, I'm trying to think of if there's anything I could have changed in that question. Like what I guess the question is, what don't I like about this answer? I don't like about this answer because I've interacted with it with ChatGPT specifically in so many more interesting ways that this is kind of like okay, yeah, it's just a Google response from my perspective. This is very helpful though. For a start, I immediately discarded this answer though, because like if you um, yeah, so I got the answer back, and I was like, hey, you know what? I wrote down specifically what I wanted. So this goes into all right. You can type in your question, uh, get responses that way. You can upload images. So what I did, I have a notebook. Uh, I just I just cleaned up my office a little bit, and got rid of the notebook, or put it away. But this were pages from my notebook, and I had written out specifically what I wanted for the administrative assistant, and then for where I was looking at onlinejobs.ph. Um, this was where I was going to put in the post. So I gave this piece of information, uh, or uploaded this image as well, so that ChatGPT knew what form it was going into. So I said, use the information written to provide answers for the job posting screen. I'm using onlinejobs.ph. There we go. I didn't have to remember all that. So the response, here's a response. Here is a possible response. And it was great. Actually, I used everything, I think. Um, so, job title, type of employment, job description, right? So, if we look at this again, job title, type of employment, job description, wage, salary per month, desired hours, number of a week, blah blah blah. So there's other, excuse me, other fields. What else did they have? Do they have those? No, they didn't have that. Oh, yeah, they do. Sorry. This is job description. So, and then it had the bulleted, the wage, salary per month. And I think yeah, I updated it based on, I might have actually. Yeah. So I got this answer back, went through, um, gave me everything I needed to put into those fields, which I did. And then, but I didn't actually, because I said, if I'm looking at 2 hours a day, expected work at $2 per hour, what is the monthly wage? And then it gave me that. So it's like, okay, so that's what I knew the wage was supposed to be based on this. I knew this number was too high. So I continued the conversation, right? Um, Update the description, be more friendly, express that I'm looking for someone who is interested in learning the job, blah, blah, blah. And then I get, a revised edition of it. I think I might have had it do, yeah, yeah. Included in the description a desire for AI tool experience and a skill for parsing and compiling information. And then it went through and gave me this. And remove the phone call related tasks. Yeah, I decided I didn't want that. Um, and make it friendlier. Include the opportunity. Yeah. So as I'm going through this, I'm coming up with ideas. I'm still thinking, and then it gets to the point it does. I need top three skills list for this. So yeah, because I wanted to use the skills to put in a section. Anyway, um, and then what did I do? Hmm. Oh, this is when I was gonna create an application form. I decided against it. Um, why didn't I do that? I wonder. Okay, so here's an example of coming back to it. So I don't remember when I originally put it was a few days ago. I created this, but it keeps a history all the way through, and typically has the name of it. Um, you can change the names. So if I wanted to change the name, rename this to something that makes sense to me, I could do that. It gives a name based on the conversation. Uses its AI technology, I suppose, to give it an appropriate name anyway. But you can always go back to it and continue the conversation. So I did that here. Yeah, I did that here. So I finished up what I was doing, and they don't have this. There's no timestamp on this, which is too bad. I kind of that'd be interesting to see, but I came back to it and said, all right, I posted it and then I paused the posting. I had gotten a bunch of responses, and then I came back and said, all right, I need to send a message to follow up with these people, and this is the message that came out. And then I wanted to include some more stuff in it, and then friendlier tone. I wanted to hit the culture. Um, to, yeah, and that's it. And I think this is This is the final one I used, and it may just like use this block. I didn't go with a name for each person, um, nor did I use the subject. Um, but yeah, so that's another way to use it. Uh, the best way to use it, I think of for me at least, is not so much to produce content like this. Well, I mean, it works well for this. Like this, for me, a lot of the messaging that I was putting out and the content I was producing here was less of personal communication, I suppose. And I think that this is a good space for it. It was just like I need messaging to get out, and it really is no different in that case of working with a personal assistant who drafts up letters anyway. The stuff that you're doing for your clients. Uh, but I think that what the best thing for me to do is to like have a conversation and really flesh out ideas. I don't. I'm a little torn at this point. I feel some of the conversations I've gone down paths uh, with ChatGPT. I don't know if I'm reading them right or like interpreting them right. Um, I feel like they're biased with some of this stuff, but it's just a feeling. Like I don't have any real reason to think that. I just feel that way. So that's my comment on that. Otherwise, I think it's a great tool to just talk. I'm trying to find. This might be one. Do, 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 do. Okay, so this wasn't a conversation. This was just me asking a question. But an example: how are funds from the United States federal government allocated to prevent homelessness? What departments exist that are responsible for addressing the causes of homelessness and work to mitigate the risk? What departments exist that are responsible for eliminating the current homeless population by ensuring there is permanent shelter will be available and accessible to the homeless population? Who are the heads of the departments and what are their titles? So, first of all, there was some typos in there, like which is important to note. I don't personally take my own advice on this, but I do go back and correct things. That's just me. Uh, I get I get picky on spelling and all that stuff. So if I'm typing to ChatGPT and I make an error, I'll go back and correct it. I have forced myself to not correct it before and been fine every time I've done that. So uh, ChatGPT is smart enough to recognize typos. I don't think I've ever had a typo where it was an issue. I have had an issue with speaking in a older version than is now because I haven't had the issue so much now. I think they corrected some of the text, sorry, the voice issues, but where I've had issues where speaking into it, it drove me down this wild path. Actually, let me see if I can find that. It was it's probably on this one. So, like I said before, I've got two accounts. There's my personal one, and I pay for a business account. Oh, okay. So there's a search here. So I'll look up maps. I wasn't looking for maps, but look up map room. So this is another good thing about no, map. This is another good thing about ChatGPT. Like if you've got as many conversations as I have going with ChatGPT, and you want to figure out or try to find something that you were looking at up before. Like this is a good database for that. It's a good repository of information to use as a second brain, if you will. All right. Trying to think what I was even talking about. I use maps a lot, apparently, or the word map, I should say. No, I'm not gonna be able to find it. Anyway, I was talking about something, and I can't remember what word I said, but it heard it as map, and it came back with this answer that was crazy compared to like considering what I was talking about. And it was talking about map rooms and having space to lay out maps and organize. And it's like, what? That I have no idea what you're talking about, ChatGPT. And I was actually having a conversation saying I don't know what you're talking about. I thought there was like it got hacked or something. It was a strange 5 minutes for me, but um, it's improved since then. Uh, and let's look at that. Actually, I should be able to do that here. Um, yeah. So let me think it real quick. How I want to do this. What I want to talk about. Um. Excuse me. All right. Let's talk about music. I guess. Mm, uh, hello.
Hi there. How's it going?
It's going well. Hold on. Let me make sure that the audio is coming through here. Go ahead. Speak again, AI.
Sure thing. Can you hear me now?
Sure can.
Great. Let me know if there's anything you need help with.
Yeah, so let's I'm doing you're on camera. You're being recorded right now, just so you know, Mr. AI. Do you want to say anything to the audience?
Hello, everyone. It's great to be here. I'm always ready to help out and answer any questions.
Thank you for that introduction. One thing, I'm going to take a side note real quick. In AI, I want you to chime in. What's your name, by the way, AI? I don't feel comfortable just calling you AI.
You can call me ChatGPT. Feel free to ask me anything or share your thoughts.
Can I call you Chet GPT?
Thanks. It's nice to meet you. What's on your mind today?
No, 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 no. I asked if I can call you Chet GPT.
Sure, you can call me ChatGPT. Whatever works for you.
No, no, no. Chet. CHET.
Got it. Chat. What can I help you with today?
I feel like I'm having that conversation in The Simpsons, where the who's it? The Mayor Quimby is having at a French restaurant, and he gets the clam chowder, and the waiter comes up. He's like, "Your chowder," and he's like, "It's chowder." It's like chowder. Yeah, this is the same type of thing.
Haha, that's a classic scene. Language can be quite the fun mix up. Anything else you'd like to chat about?
No, no, that's fine. All right, so I was jumping in here. I'm going ahead and presenting this and giving an example of having a conversation with you as an AI. And I said I was going to jump in and talk about music. And I didn't really know what I was going to do. I think I'm going to do it kind of in a free form. I don't know. What do you think? Like, I don't know. Do we talk about jazz? Oh, let's do how jazz relates to grunge music.
That sounds like a great topic. Both jazz and grunge have roots in expressing raw emotion and pushing musical boundaries. Jazz's improvisational elements can be seen in the spontaneous, raw nature of grunge. It would be fascinating to explore how these genres, though different, share a spirit of innovation
Are there any musical artists that kind of combine styles, like, or that you could think of that or have been commented on as doing that, or how original is this concept?
Absolutely. There are several artists who blend jazz and grunge, or draw from both genres. Bands like Soundgarden and Alice in Chains incorporated complex rhythms and improvisational elements reminiscent of jazz. Additionally, artists like Jeff Buckley and bands like Morphine are known for merging different styles, including jazz elements, into alternative rock. It's a unique blend, but definitely has its roots in musical exploration and fusion.
So I'm gonna test your. I'm gonna start pushing it now. I test. I like to test AI in general. Just kind of find things to do to see what it's able to do and what it's not able to do. Uh, it it really like grounds me on the idea of AI. It's why I'm not uber impressed with it. I mean, I get it. I like it. It's fun. It does. It's functional as well when used appropriately. But it's like Microsoft Excel for me. Like Microsoft Excel was just as fascinating to me when I was first learning about it. But now there's a lot it can do. I respect it. I'm just not blown away by it. No offense, AI. Um, so what I'm going to ask of you, AI, is or Chat GPT, as we've established, I should be calling you. Can you give me a link to Jeff Buckley YouTube video or something? Is that something that you can provide pretty easily right now?
You can watch Jeff Buckley's official music video for Hallelujah on YouTube. Just search for it and you'll find it easily.
Wow. Thanks. Just telling me to search for it. You can't search for it for me, and I didn't realize Jeff Buckley sang that.
I can provide a quick search for you. Hold on one moment.
So I am noticing. I just saw 10 minutes left. I didn't realize there was a time limit on this. Let's see. Oh, my monthly limit. No, actually, it's the end of the month. That makes sense. Oh, actually, this is plus is on the other one.
Got it. If you need any help finding something, feel free to ask.
What? Sorry. Did you already put that? I'm going to close this. So anyway, that's the conversation. We end it. I apparently cut it off during its search there, which is fine. Oh wait, there we go. They did they did give me it right here. So then I can click on this. That makes more sense now. Jeff Buckley did not originally sing Hallelujah. All right, so where am I? What was it? I guess we'll leave it on this for now. That's it. I mean, as far as ChatGPT is concerned, uh, yeah, let's do this. Let's go. I'll show you the GPT as well. Again, I don't think that GPTs are the way to go. Um, use Notebook LM if you're going to use a GPT. It, for what I've used stuff for, I guess, because I suppose there's some coding that and things that you can add to it that are a little bit different. Uh, what what is a GPT? First of all, it is basically just a packaged conversation. So it's basically taking this conversation, let's say, which is just what are the most Christmassy sounding Christmas title movies there are. Which I didn't like the answer here either. The answer they gave me was here are some most Christmassy sounding movie titles. but I don't think that's the case. I think they just gave me Christmas movies. Anyway, the what a GPT will do is like say I wanted to have a platform to just know about Christmas movies, so that I could go in there and ask any question about a Christmas movie, and it would give me information. So I can program a module basically that will just focus on or be centered on Christmas movies uh, without having to tell it that it is without having to prompt Chat GPT to say that it is focused on Christmas movies. So that's one of the things with ChatGPT or any AI, any language model is prompting. Uh, you saw through my examples what I do for prompting. I am very conversational with it, and it works well for me. I've used prompting in terms of you are a blank, or in this case, let's say you are a Christmas expert, and blah blah blah. So I guess and I don't know the mechanics behind it, but my guess is that it basically narrows down mm, narrows in its scope as it's pulling in information and then presenting the results. It's an interesting process that language models go through, but the GPTs are here. So if we go to explore GPTs, this is something that everybody has access to that, and they can go in and search GPTs. So it's broken down like any sort of uh, platform, app server, and trend. You got your trending by the company. Uh, Dolly. These are all images. Um, excuse me. And these are some that I made. So I Mandala Sun martial arts. Let's look at this one. So this is what I was making for Mandela Sun, and I haven't come back to it for a while. Because like I said, I kind of gave up on the whole GPT thing. Excuse me. I shouldn't say gave up. I just found better ways to do what I was trying to do. Uh, and if I hit start chat, you can see I was able to put a description here. So this says an AI extension of Mandala Sun Martial Arts in Portland, Maine, created by Andre Davis. This GPT mirrors the school's focus on discipline, technique, and community, blending Andre's passion for martial arts with cutting edge technology and creativity. AI created that. I did not. Um, AI created the image for this. And then, so as part of the setup for GPT, you can put in um, prompting questions. Like, so these are the questions that would be FAQs, maybe, if you want to think of it that way, frequently asked questions, or maybe just as a way to prompt the customer or the user to say, hey, why don't you ask this question? You can phrase it and you can put whatever you want in there. It doesn't have to be in the form of a question. Um, so if I were to click on this, what is this week's class schedule? It will search its knowledge. Said searching my knowledge. Now it's analyzing. So it's going through the files and the information that is in the GPT. And this is taking a fair amount of time. So again, I'm not. I'm definitely not a proponent of the GPT right now. That took too long. I'm picky though. Yes, and I think there's based on what I have in the file, I think this is accurate. I can't remember if I put an Excel sheet in there or what. Okay, so this is interesting. So it says, what does Class A include? I don't know that I've said anything. So this, let's see what it says for an answer. What does Class A include? Huh. Okay, so if you've studied anything about ChatGPT or AI other than this, you may have heard of the term hallucinations. And a hallucination is this. So it's when the AI makes up something out of the blue. They call it hallucinations. I think the more appropriate um, the more appropriate word would be bullshit. Like it's literally just making stuff up. That's when ChatGPT reveals itself to be that person that you talk to that just it can't admit that they don't know. Like I wish there was just a I don't know. Like just in the programming of these language models, like um, yeah, it's madness to me that this is able to be done and like this right here is like, this is complete. Like what does class A include? I created this GPT. Like I put the information in there. I know there's no class A. It was a dummy schedule. But it gave me this whole answer. So if I were a customer coming through here and asking this, then the customer, well, it would be on me to make sure that the information's up to date, right? But in any case, uh, it shouldn't be making things up like this. So that's frustrating. That's why I don't really enjoy using ChatGPT because I do like to go down paths that aren't that may be an answer of I don't know, and I would I would welcome that as opposed to providing fake information. And I'm not saying um, that fake information is malicious or anything like that. I just think it's just say I don't know. Anyway, that's that. So that's what the GPTs look like basically, and then you can have you don't have to go with those questions that are posted there. You can ask whatever. So trying to think of what else I put in there, but let's say um, when do they open? So we know that it has a schedule. Let's see what it says. Okay, yep, opens at 6 according to the provided schedule. And then let's see. What does Nolan teach? Because I think. Okay. No. This is another hallucination because I would it would have been a very specific answers if I had provided any of that any of those answers, but none of this. So this is another hallucination. I don't like this. Um, but for I don't like using a GPT to do this for this specific example. I think there are things that I work with that work well. Premier Assistant is I use this a lot when I use Adobe Premiere. If I have questions on something related to that, then I will go here and just ask the question because typically this is set up and will typically give me the answer right away without a whole lot of poking and prodding. And what I've found is very helpful is to like take a screenshot and put that in there. Let me see if I can find. I think this is this one. Or not. No, that's a transcript. So this is what this is a way that I use it. While we're here, I will. paste my transcripts in here for a video. So this was the vertical text. Oh yeah, I did a video on how to write um, vertically because I was looking for it and I couldn't figure it out. Um, and then I did finally figure it out. But all the videos I had found to fix it gave me the wrong answer, and I figured it out on my own or however I did. But anyway, I paste in the transcripts and then I go ahead and ask it to write a YouTube video title and description that includes a step-by-step walkthrough and a call to action to visit andremarisdavis.com for follow-up. So this, and then it gives me this. Sorry, it gives me the title, and then it gives me the description. I just copy and paste that into it because if left to my druthers, I would, and I do do this now actually on uh, my main, I guess my personal uh, YouTube channel. I definitely have just started not caring about how I post those. I just want to put stuff out there and call it good. Versus the other podcast channel that I have, where I'm doing more of this. I'm putting up a title and thinking about the description and thinking about the audience. So yeah, there's that. So going back to our GPTs though, let's see. Can you edit from here? So this is one that I was playing around with. I didn't get very far into it. Here we go. Edit GPT. So, if you were making one of these, you can either create it by using the ChatGPT interface in general. So, go through and say, hey, I want this to do this, that, and the other. And then it gives you a preview over here and all this. My idea with this one was, and I might put this up on I will put this up on the Discord server at some point. Um, how to make $1. You see all those videos and stuff for how to make $100. Not $100. That's still too low. Um, whatever the number is, the ridiculous numbers per month. Um, and I was thinking to myself, well, how do you just make $1? Because I always think about those videos are like how to make 50 bajillion dollars. Uh, all right, if that's the way to do it or whatever, why why aren't more people do it? Like just do that over and over again? Then there's a system to do that, and it seems like it's not that easy to do or not that possible. I know it's possible. We're going down a side path here. What I'm talking about here is how to make $1. My idea was like, all right, well, how do you make $1? And so you can collect cans, and then I was like, well, I don't even know what you do after that. You could borrow $1 in order to invest $1, I guess, into something. Like there's different ways you could go about doing it. I haven't given it a whole lot of thought, but that was my idea with that. Where um, yeah, give me 6 new ways to make it. Actually, did I? Let's see. Let's see if I hit that. What happens? Sell a cup of lemonade. Offer a quick trivia challenge. Create a custom doodle. Okay, so I did set this up a little bit at least. I like that. Be a coin finder. Offer to search for a friend's lost coins under furniture or in their car, keeping $1 of what you find as your fee. That's kind of a fun one, actually. If anybody does this, I want to know all about it. Tell me what you found. So that's what in this preview like shows you how it's going. So, but you can get right into the configuration here. So you can put your name. This is how where I put my name, the description, and this is the instruction. So this is the prompt right here that you put in there. My prompt here: this GPT is designed to assist users with finding creative and practical ways to make $1. Each time the user asks, the GPT will generate 6 unique suggestions for making $1, avoiding repetition of previous suggestions. The GPT will also track and recall previously suggested ideas upon request. The GPT should be resourceful, imaginative, and maintain a positive, encouraging tone. It should prioritize realistic and achievable methods while also including some fun and quirky ideas. The responses should be concise but clear, ensuring users can easily understand and implement the suggestions. All right. And then these were the conversation starters I put in there. So it's pretty freeform, I guess, actually. Uh, and if I had files I wanted to upload, so I didn't actually put any files. So I think my idea was to collect some ideas and load up a file, like an Excel file or something in there. But didn't I didn't go much farther with this. But I think this is fine as is, uh, especially for what it is, just some dummy GPT. Yeah, okay. I think that covers it. There's not much more that I think is worth. Oh, I don't know what projects are. I haven't done this. Let's see. What's project? Hmm. Projects keep chats, files, and custom instructions in one place. Use them for ongoing work or just to keep things tidy. Hmm. Well, let's see. Hmm. Project A. We'll create project. So this seems to be similar to um, Notebook LM in the sense of keeping file. I mean, it's what I wanted, what I was really looking at the GPTs for originally as, where I can kind of just consolidate um, files in an easier way. Like, because you can add. I mean, I drop files into my conversations all the time, but if all the files are just in one spot, you can think of it as a research document, I guess. Yeah, and then you're just so this is essentially just another way to create a GPT, and a GPT is another way to just organize your regular messages a little easier. You're just looking at it in a different way. So ultimately, I would say that and actually we'll go over one more thing. There are different models, and the different models are better or worse for different things. So GPT-4o is what I use most of the time, all the time. I have used uh, O1, and I used it when it was O1 preview, I suppose, uh, and O1 mini. And I've never really used the mini for like 4 mini 4. I've used before when it was just 4. Um, yeah, but there are restrictions. But I'm not seeing any restriction kind of pop up here. Let me see. Um, okay, yeah, yeah. So audio input, output. So it doesn't have the 1.0. All right, so this is somewhat old. All part of the research here. Blah, 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 blah. Well, no, you can. All right, I'm not seeing any sort of audio. Uh, I'm in a project too, so let's try this. Let's go to new chat. All right, here's where I'll be able to demonstrate the differences. This is ChatGPT 4.0, what I usually use. I can attach files. I don't know what tools these are. Okay, you got these tools. I can use Reason, so this is going to switch my model to O1 if I do that. Search on the web. I can use Dolly to create a picture. And as far as pictures go with ChatGPT, I'm not a big fan compared to Midjourney, for example. Midjourney's far superior as far as variety goes to ChatGPT. ChatGPT, if you think of an AI image, it's probably a ChatGPT image. From my experience, actually, I might be able to see. Do I have a? I have several examples. I go to Midjourney now anyway. Anyway, so those are the options there, the tools, and then search the web, which is also in the tools. And then I can. We've already seen this voice mode. That's what I did before. Now, if I go to O1, I believe some of these options are gone. Yes. Search the web is gone. I can still attach files. I can't do most of the stuff that I wanted to do or that I could do with 4, but I can use the voice. There was a point in time where you couldn't use the voice. And Mini, yeah, Mini doesn't allow you to attach files. Uh, I can use Reason. I don't know why that's even on there. Like, that's what it is. But you can use voice. Okay. And then more models. If I go to, well, let's see what 4 has. Can't search the web with 4. Can attach files. You're missing some of the stuff. I can't remember what other ones were on there. Um, Chat 4 Mini. Chat 4 Mini, you can search the web. I feel like something was added. Oh, it must be search the web was added. And we'll go back to 4, which has everything I wanted. And this Canvas. Oh, Canvas was Canvas. You can go to. It's not. I don't know why it's doing it like that. Oh, okay. Is there? Let's just say I wanted to make a SQL statement. Uh, Create a SQL. You know what? Let's try this. Oh, I can't use the audio. I can't use the audio with the canvas because I like to talk. Like put my recordings in there, do text to speech or speech to text. It makes workflows so much easier. So let's just whatever canvas. I'm in here and um, I have a list. All right. So this is a way that I like to prompt it, kind of just present it with the information that I have. Like I said, act like you're talking to somebody else and explaining yourself, explaining the situation to somebody else, and then see what happens. A lot of times it works out pretty well. So if we look at this, it's giving me some SQL code, create a database, switch into it, creating a table. So it's giving me the customer ID. So it'll be the primary key. Yep, first name, last name. Whoops. Location ID. Oh, so it's going to give me the locations. That's going to be the street address, city, state. Um, Linking the customers and locations. So foreign keys. And then some insert statements to actually add and stuff. That's pretty good. And then let's just say though that so if I'm looking at this, I say, yeah, I like this, but I don't want it to be called first name. The naming convention I want to use is lowercase or camel case. Let's say I want to use camel case for whatever reason. First name. Oh, I guess I used camel case the other way, but different. Say I want to do first name. I'm just that contrarian. Last name. And I can do that and just make the edits right there and call it good. I mean, I could also go back and ask ChatGPT to redo it, but this gets me involved with it a little more hands-on going through. But then I can copy and paste this and do what I will with it. Um, but that is Canvas, and that's pretty cool. Um, and you can see it here too, like collapses down. Okay, now we'll be done. If you have any questions on this, certainly ask, reach out, do what you will. And I will. I guess I don't know if there's much more that I want to teach on ChatGPT. Not that I want to teach. I mean that I. If you have questions, if you have more, like if you have specific examples of things that you want to try to do, reach out to me and let's play with it together. I guess I've used it a lot. I think I'm almost at the point where I'm going to get rid of my subscription. Almost. I think there are other tools out there that I could use. Um, I don't know. So I guess so. Gemini is what Google uses, and I've heard that recently I've heard that Gemini is supposedly great now and better than ChatGPT. And you know, you see that kind of stuff all over the place on YouTube. You can never really trust it until you try it. Um, and I've been using Gemini for Notebook LM. That's Google, which uses Gemini for their AI part of it, and in Notebook LM. And I don't know. It's still I don't find it as when I use it for anything outside of Notebook LM, I don't find it useful. But maybe I'm using it wrong. That's quite possible. And then there's Copilot for Microsoft, which I've never liked. And I- I've played around with Meta's AI, and I think I don't. It doesn't even strike me as being. I mean, to be honest, like Facebook in general and Meta, it's a very low bar platform in general. So I don't think I'm gonna find what I need there or what I'm looking for there. And then Grok is the other one, which for all the hype that it has, I mean, even its images, like its images are at that point where it's like ChatGPT. You know what a Grok image is, and you know what a ChatGPT image is. Midjourney again. Midjourney's great. Like all of these images at the bottom of my screen here are Midjourney images, and they're different. I mean, some of them are very similar because they're by design. Like the two of my album covers, the this one and this one are the same uh, thing. But well, you know what? We got a little bit of time. Maybe we got a little bit of time. We have as much time as we want. I'm running this show. All right, so Mid Journey. So these are all Mid Journey. These are ones I created, and they're different styles. Like again, they're a lot of these look the same, but let's go to explore. This is better. So with Mid Journey, we can come in here and say these are all users like that have created stuff, and if I click on it, I can see their prompt. So this prompt ultra realistic full body shot of a bear man pirate hybrid representing Canada with a powerful muscular human body and the head of a grizzly bear. He wears a detailed rugged red coat with white accents and a maple leaf motif, a weathered tricorn hat adorned with caribou emblem, and a belt featuring a miniature maple syrup barrel buckle. In one hand, he grips a finely crafted battle axe with intricate carvings of Canadian landscapes, while the other rests on the ship's wheel. He stands on the deck of a pirate ship surrounded by ropes, barrels, and wooden planks glistening from the ocean spray. The sails behind him are richly textured with a red maple leaf on a white background, and the scene features a dramatic stormy sky, crashing waves, and cinematic lightning for the highest level of realism. All right, so this is also where uh, AI can only go so far. He's whoever Cyber 7838 is asking for a lot here. Um, and at first look, you know what? If I didn't read this, I would say, yeah, this is a cool picture. Reading this, I'm like, this is not good at all. This is not accurate. It's lacking quite a bit. Um, but I guess that's kind of the point. Like it depends on what you're looking for, what your expectations are. So I like to use it and I accept it for what it is. My prompts are very much like, all right, I need, uh, you know, if I'm these are all album cover for the most part ideas. And then I was doing some like stuff for Mandala Sun, some marketing, uh, and then sometimes I just get creative and want to make stuff um, just for the heck of it and see what happens. Like, where's this one that I really liked? Okay, so actually, this is a good, good example of the kind of finding an image from it. So I start with a prompt, screaming reason. Okay, so that's all I put in for a prompt, and that was the idea that I had. And you can, as you like get these, you can vary them. Like if I hit very strong, it'll generate a new set, and depending on what you pick, click on here, it'll do different things. This is not a mid-journey class, so I don't need to go through all that, but you kind of keep going, and I eventually, oh yeah. So here it goes. This was still kind of variations going through, and then on these, I had a specific style I wanted to go for. So it's like, all right, Tribe Called Quest, Midnight Marauder style representation of Screaming Nile. So I think I must have hit style. There we go. Or prompt, whatever I hit. And then it started going down this path, and then I went back to Screaming Reason, and then I said, okay, I liked the idea of the screaming face, and then so I was like angry screaming face, drenched and dripping with viscous black liquid, and then that eventually got me to then I went back to Screaming Reason. I think I ended up using this is the one I ended up using for GTOFM, and that is what is this one here. Cool. All right, now I'm done. 304. We're good. Yeah. ChatGPT. There it is. If you have any questions, reach out to me. AndreMersDavis.com is where you can find editing. Anything, if you need to contact me, that is where you can contact me through. But I'm happy to answer any questions. And again, if you have stuff that you want to play around with in ChatGPT, certainly reach out to me. Let's play around with it and see what we can do with it, and then maybe we can bring in some other elements if we need to find another way if that's the case. But all right, bye bye.